So despite what all these traders tell you about it's very, very fast to get your Lambo SVJ or Bugatti or lifestyle and do all these crazy things very, very quickly and make out that you need millions and millions and millions to get this lifestyle, well, I'm going to tell you something. And 2K consistently per month is what changes the game for you. Now, this is what people don't tell you along the way, because does that really sell? Is that really fancy? Does that really get you to click this video? Probably not. But, you know, I do content not for the clicks, for the value. And I'm going to go in this video and show you exactly why 2K is the number that I think changes everything for you. Now, I'm just using it from how things changed for me. So from 2016 to 2020, it was a struggle. Trading scams, Bitcoin scams, signals, follow me, brokers, all these types of things, especially in 2016. And for a few years, it was just a matter of nobody knew what they was actually doing. There was not many streams. There was not many reputable YouTube streamers or content or anything like that. It just seemed like everything was just this shortcut to try and get where you needed to get to. And then what happened recently is over lifestyle. And that's what you're bombarded with now. And that's why I meant to make this video, to tell you that 2K is the difference. So if you have a look, what you can see on this diagram right now is on 2016, when I started, it took about 4 years of just pure red. You can just see it compounding of red. And that was me looking for cheap discords, whatever it may be, trying to take courses, didn't have the money to invest in trading, but just kept going, thinking that maybe someday this was going to change. And then 2020 came. We was out of the UK at the moment at that time. We then had the pandemic, as you know, and things like that. Trading became very, very popular, and I already had some knowledge, so I decided to go all in on trading. Now, initially, I thought that was great, but what had happened is those 3 or 4 years of continuously losing and building the reps, as you can see in that red part of the chart, and learning was not time wasted. It was the fact that I just kept compounding and understanding what losing meant and understanding how this kind of game worked in trading. So then when 2020 came, it was a matter of, well, I'm going to study, I'm going to take it serious, because it's not just about strategy, as we've learned. It's not just about signals, as we'd already learned. It's not just about send someone Bitcoin and they'll send you 25 back. It's not just about that. It's about actually studying. So then those 4 years of losses compounded to give me the insight that I actually wanted to do this. And then I studied, but I only had to study for about a year before it then started to work for me. So it was only 12 months before it started to work for me, but that was because I went through the red stage. Now, once that's 12 months and it started to hit, I started to make consistent profits. I started to make, not every single month, but I started to make consistent profits. And then there became a time where consistently was making over 2K. That's when the breakout happened for me in my trading, because what I could do then is I could reinvest in, whether that's a personal account at the time, whether that is a crypto account, whether that is a funded account. And now we can do that all the time. And hopefully a lot of you watching this are reinvesting, but you reinvest in prop firms, you reinvest in personal accounts, you reinvest in books, in meditation courses, in self-development courses, and you start to level up because you have this 2K. Now, this 2K can be on the side of your job. A lot of people that I work with, they have jobs. It can be on the side of your job. And for some people, they can live off 1,000, 1,500. They may still be at home. They may still be in a country where the currency is very, very low. And that may make a massive difference. But as long as that 2K, you can reinvest in yourself, in your development, in your trading, that's where the exponential growth will come from. And why is this? Well, that's because you've compounded and you've done all the reps before, when nobody was looking, when it was painful, when you was going through this, when everybody thought you was delusional, when nobody trusted what you was actually doing, when everybody said it was a scam and everybody was laughing at you, you continued to do those reps. And why does it change? Well, it changes because you start believing belief, you compound that belief, and all that energy and spiritual energy and physical energy gives you this confidence for you to just keep going and believing in what you're doing. Alongside that, it takes pressure away. Now, most people at the beginning of their journey wanting to trade, they want to make money very, very fast. They want to quit their job. They want to show off. They want to buy a car. They want to, I don't know, whatever they want to do. I've been there myself. And you want to force the issue, but you don't have the money because you're going from a position of desperation. Now, once you go from a position of desperation, the world, the energy, people can see that you're desperate. And it does not work because it backfires on your energy. The minute that that pressure is off and there's no desperation, you can flow. Your energy can flow, your belief flows, and then it goes into the next part of your journey. So that's the key when it comes to if you keep reinvesting. Now, the problem is if you get a payout and you go and blow that payout of, say, $5,000 or $10,000, you're right back at the beginning and the pressure then builds up again and you've got to get where you need to get to. So the best thing for me to tell you is that breakout, that exponential growth that you are going to be looking for comes out of the blue, very, very rapid, and then it compounds very quickly. But once you get that payout, reinvest as a bank manager, as a bank role. Now, I know the majority of people, including myself, are not the greatest with money. We live in a culture and we've been brought up in a certain way where that is a very, very hard for a lot of people to speak about, manage, etc. I get that. But if you can look at that as a reinvestment every time you get a payout into your next stage, it compounds very, very quickly. So that 2K is going to be the change in everything that you need to do. That's going to stop you thinking that, am I doing anything wrong here? That's going to stop the delusion on the outside. That's going to stop any doubt within yourself, and your energy will exponentially produce you to that next stage of trading. Now, some people might say, well, you need more than that because I want to do this and I want to do that in my lifestyle. That may be the case. But what I'm saying is, if you already have some sort of income, the extra 2K, reinvest into the trading business. If you don't, but you live in a country where it may be less currency, or your rent is not very high, or you don't have any responsibilities, then that 2K is probably going to be more than enough for you to reinvest in your journey. And like I say, I work with many, many different people, and I know that everybody's in at different stages. Now, to get you on track, there is a 30-day free journal in the description. Go and check it out. You can download it. It's a PDF. You can just use it as a guide for whatever you need to do. You can put it alongside your own journal. Use that. It's going to be useful. There is a description in there, 30-day free journal. Go and use that. I will be changing that soon because we've had it on the channel for a while now. So I will be making something else. So go and take advantage of that in the description. And as I was saying, if 2K is not enough for you, then maybe shift it a little bit, but be consistent in what you're trying to do. And don't worry about the eat shit stage, as Gary Vee used to say back in the day, of your journey of what you're trying to do. Because without that journey, without that pain, without that delusion, without that commitment, without that relentlessness, you're never going to be able to really achieve anything. And that's the problem with comfort. That is the problem with not having commitment or resilience. And I do believe you have to go through tough times to build resilience in life. That's what I actually believe, because if you don't really build resilience, you're never really going to have serious growth. So go back, look at the struggles that you've already had. Look how far that you have come already. There will be more bumps in the road. Excuse my French, you will fuck up more. That is reality. Don't worry about those things too much or put too much emphasis on them, because your breakthrough is just around the corner. And you need to make the source, you are the cause, and the effect is you becoming a very, very good trader. I'll see you on the next one.